Hello, dear friends. The prize is not winning an election, but winning the hearts of the people. Opinion piece. Failed experiment. Wolves and sheep. Experiment F. Legacy of the meek. Disoriented governments. Let's start. Failed experiment is an expression used to describe a trial or attempt that doesn't achieve the expected result, but generates useful information or learning. The experiment failed means that the F game as a school of souls or spiritual simulation has gone wrong, because humanity has been captured by dark forces and the experience no longer fulfills its original purpose. The trial of allowing free will in a dualistic environment demonstrated that evil has spiraled out of control to unacceptable levels, so the current scenario must be ended. Human beings are players destined to learn and evolve through the paradigm of good versus evil. But the rules of this school have been broken because dark forces are using technology unforeseen by the creators, such as chemical warfare, microwaves, and mind control, generating an extreme imbalance toward evil. Higher entities oversee the Earth experiment to restore balance and are elected by the last reasonably functional humans. Their mission would be to rescue the souls faithful to goodness, heart and soul, respect for wildlife, resources, and the planet, and separate those who are damaged, possessed, or controlled by evil, sending them to the central core of the galaxy to be repurposed and disconnected from all sources of evil. The message states that all forces of evil will be confronted swiftly and severely, without concessions, with anticipated but futile resistance under the law of the original creator or prime creator. And that end of the game is imminent, though no date has been given. This can be interpreted as an announcement of a reset or purge, a collapse of the current system, a cleansing of dark entities and structures, and the preservation of a humanity aligned with goodness and nature. Failure. According to Team Joe Bob, the game has been violated. All human players are compromised. The game will end very soon and abruptly. Evil forces are being allowed to proliferate without significant resistance. The game's creators underestimated the good versus evil paradigms, failing to foresee the cunning of the dark forces and their ability to manipulate a awakened population through the use of chemical warfare and microwave frequencies that affect cognitive function. The test result is that the experiment failed. At the request of the last remaining reasonably functioning humans, the Guardians have been elected to the urgency of saving those human life forms that are true to godness of heart and soul, all natural and native wildlife species, natural resources, and planet itself. All remaining humans damaged, possessed, or controlled by demons must be removed and sent to the central core of the galaxy to reuse, and stripped of their connection to all sources of evil. All forces of evil will be combated swiftly and severely without compromise, although resistance is expected but in vain. Wolves and Sheep. The Meek will inherit the earth by Richard Lee McKim, Jr. There are two personality types for the soul when it incarnates: the aggressive wolf and the meek sheep. Some souls always incarnate as the sheep and others as the wolf. Most people embodied both types over the years, but as the situation worsened and became more dangerous in the world, more and more souls incarnated as wolves to increase their chances of survival. However, wolves always bring about the collapse of civilization. Our reality will never collapse again, though, because we will no longer have wolves in our reality. This will provide creation with an experience of eternal reality. The cleansing is an upcoming reconfiguration of reality that will eliminate all incongruent wolf types and everything that they ever did. There will be no wolf-type personalities, no wars, no serial killers, no shootings, etc. The story of our reality will be very different, without chemtrails, without malnutrition, and with more people living more and better. Everyone alive at the start of the cleanup will still be here afterward, only happier, healthier, and more successful than before. Everything happens as it should, and all the confusion you are experiencing now will never have happened. The white hats won't make it difficult for you. Enjoy the final days of the program. May you get everything you desire and live the life of your dreams. Full thought summary. A white hat faction is preparing to eliminate the debt control system and replace it with a competent government of the people, by the people and for the people, according to Benjamin Fulford. There have been many attempts to settle the debt, but they have been rejected because the bad guys need slavery to stay in power. He believes the USA Corporation has been dissolved, all debts have been liquidated, and GISRA is being implemented. In his view, Western governments are losing their way. He adds that this continues in an endless, repetitive cycle, but we don't see real change because politicians are actors operating within a conspiracy that dates back millennia. The plot was cut short in 2012, and they have been improvising ever since. He also considers it obvious that different groups are trying to use these figures to advance their own interests, and that one of these factions is working for a rogue artificial intelligence. Elon Musk insists that AI will soon surpass collective human intelligence, and many others in the Davos elite speak of singularity where we will mesh with artificial intelligence. What's unsettling is that there's a plan to replace us with computers, according to Arthur Clarke. Furthermore, consider the enormous investments being made to make AI smarter than humans. Vast resources are also being poured into creating robots that can outperform humans. At the same time, any attempt to enhance human bodies is punished. Athletes are prohibited from improving their performance, and scientists are prohibited from editing genes to enhance abilities. This network is managed from Switzerland through control of the highest levels of political leadership. Leaders of secret societies insist they receive orders from non-human entities, but it is clear that the leadership elite is under some kind of control and that fiat currency has no value at the top of the global political power structure. Only tangible assets like gold, silver, and oil have value. Bizarre things. NASA destroyed the Apollo tapes. NASA postpones the first crewed Artemis mission to the moon due to extreme cold on the launch pad. China is training AI-controlled robotic weapons. Scientists create the most detailed map of dark matter ever with the James Webb Space Telescope. The Kilauea volcano in Hawaii has erupted violently, while authorities issued the first ashfall warning in years. with smoke rising more than 10,000 meters. Nothing seems real. If you have felt disconnected, dazed, numb, or like you are experiencing life through a pane of glass, you are not alone. Millions of people are saying the same thing these days. Nothing seems real anymore. Renowned physicist John Clauser, co-winner of the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics, declared, "I can safely say that there is no real weather crisis." Just days after this statement, the IMF cancelled his scheduled speaking engagement. According to Paul White Gold Eagle, the decombulator is an advanced directed energy sonic weapon that combines electronic warfare capabilities with high-intensity sound waves and electromagnetic pulses. It disrupts electronic systems and incapacitates personnel through physiological effects. The Mississippi River level dropped 47% in 72 hours. Where did it all go, that water? In just 72 hours, almost half of the river's measured flow disappeared between the monitoring stations, without draft, earthquake, or diversion. Scientists are calling it a systemic hydraulic failure in North America's most important river system. Millions of people fell asleep in 1916 and never woke up due to encephalitis lethargica, a mysterious neurological disease that spread around the world between 1915 and the late 20s. It appeared in Vienna in 1916 during World War I, spread globally, and then abruptly disappeared in the 30s, without explanation, leaving survivors with lasting effects such as personality changes. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.